guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all having a great day today. In today's video, I'm going to be creating a makeup look using the Ciate London, the Velvet palette right here. I got this little palette from Boxycharm add-ons this month in January. And today I just really wanted to go ahead and create a tutorial with it. This is what the packaging looks like. The packaging is like velvety soft, really pretty. And let's take a look inside. We get a really nice mirror. Here's a close-up of the palette. It's a really pretty color story. Seems like a really pretty everyday palette. You have some really beautiful shimmers up here that I'm excited to try out. And it seems like this palette is really nice for all year round. But I'm going to go ahead and think of what look I want to create, and then we'll get started with the tutorial. Okay guys, so I attempted to swatch them for you guys. It's not a great swatch. Honestly, this palette swatched really light. But you get an idea. The shimmers look really pretty. The shimmer that I do want to try, like this one right here, is not as pigmented as I want it to be, but it might be like great for as a topper. But either way, here's a quick swatch. And now we're going to go ahead and get into today's tutorial. The first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyelids using the NYX eyeshadow base in the shade White. And I'm just going to use a finger to blend this all over my eyelids. Okay guys, so the first brush that I'm going in with is a Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush, and it's a blending brush but it's smaller than a typical blending brush that you see that's sort of a lot fluffier and bigger. This one is just a little bit more precise, and I am going to start off with this peachy color right here. I could tell right off the bat that these shadows are not super pigmented. That's what it looks like on the brush, and it looks pretty powdery, so I'm going to go ahead and tap off the excess because we don't want a big mess. And I'm just gonna start to sort of place this on my crease. I'm gonna start pressing it down just because with the experience I have with Ciate London's formula, they can get pretty powdery, the shadows. So I wanna first just like press them down, not so much blend them yet, just to make sure that the shadows are nice and in the spot that I want them to be at. And now I'm sort of moving my brush a little bit more now that I placed some shadow down, and it looks like it's not super powdery anymore. And so far I love the pigment of this shadow. It applied a lot nicer than I expected it to. I think it's nice when you learn a company's formula so you have an idea of how to use it. I just remember the last time I played with Ciate London's formula with the New England, the editor palette, that it was super powdery. But so far this shadow is really pretty. I love it. I really love it. And I'm adding just some more, kind of intensifying that pigment right there all over my crease. And then I'm just slowly gonna go downwards and into my outer corner, dragging that color just a little bit. And I'm gonna place my brush right here and start doing circular motions to sort of blend out my eyeshadow very gently. Really pretty, I like it. Okay. Then I'm just slowly going to drag that color a little bit higher, just because I don't want my eyeshadow to get lost when I close my eyes. And because we're going to go ahead and intensify the crease with a deeper color soon. So I'm going to drag this color up a little bit higher. I didn't add any more product to my brush, just the excess that was left over. Then I wanted to try out this pencil brush. It's a Luxie 217 pencil brush. It's just really nice and precise. If you don't have something like this, you can just use a crease brush, a smaller crease brush. And I'm gonna dip into this color right here, down here first. Sort of this lighter brown. And I'm gonna apply this directly into my crease, a little bit, right directly on the crease, a little bit lower than what we blended upwards. And again, I'm trying to place it down before I blend. This is sort of an orangey, like a burnt orange color, and I actually love it a lot more than I expected to like it. And I'm just trying to intensify my crease and create some sort of contrast between this nice and blended shadow up here and our direct crease right here. So I'm just following the natural curve of my eyelid and placing this shadow right there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease, and I'm using this flat lid brush from Morphe. There's no number on it, but this is sort of a flat concealer brush. Anything that's nice and flat like this will help you out to cut your crease. And I'm just using my regular concealer. I used Rare Beauty concealer, and I'm in the shade 270N. And I place some of it on the back of my hand. And then I go in with my brush. So I place a little bit of that concealer right here on my lid, and I look up, and wherever it lands, that's where I'll be cutting my crease. Then I just follow that line. And I'm just doing a half cut crease, so I'll stop right there. Okay, now using a flat lid brush. This is a Luxie 245 small shader brush. I'm gonna first dip into this shimmer right here on top. This one right here. I'm gonna start with the brush just sort of as a base. I mean, I'm gonna go in with my finger to sort of intensify that application. That's what the shimmer looks like on the brush. I'm going to tap off the excess. And I'm applying this as a base. I really want to go in with that other shimmer, like silvery lavender shimmer, to intensify my lid. But first I'm going in with this sort of as a base. And it is a really pretty, like very light peach shimmer. And I think since I really am going for more of a very shimmery effect with this other shimmer right here, I might not even go in with my finger, because I sort of applied this to kind of set my concealer and kind of use it as a base. So I might not need to intensify it too much. Really pretty. Now, using my blending brush from earlier, I am going to go into the second brown that we used right here, the sort of burnt orange. Very lightly tap off the excess, and I'm just going to place this on the outer corner of my eye, and I'm going to blend it towards my center lid, just to sort of have a nice and seamless transition between our center lid and our outer lid, so nothing looks rough. Really pretty. And then I'm kind of creating sort of a outer V shape, a very subtle one. Pretty. Okay, now I really need this on my eyelids now. When I swatch it with my finger, it looks very pretty. That's why I'm gonna go in with my finger first, just because I don't want it to get everywhere. And I'm gonna apply this to my center lid. Wow. That did what I wanted it to do. Wow. And I'm just gonna go all over my center lid here. I'm not going into the outer lid at all. So I'm just applying it to my center lid and sort of inner lid right here. And that looks beautiful. And I might go in with a small brush to perfect that application. I'm going in with this small concealer brush from e.l.f. and I'm just going to perfect the application of that beautiful, beautiful shimmer. And I'm being very careful because I don't want to get it everywhere. Now I'm using this pencil brush from earlier and I'm going to dip into the burnt orange and the brown, sort of mixing them together, and I'm going to apply this to my lower lash line. Then I'm kind of intensifying the outer lower lash line here with just the brown. I think it looks so pretty so far. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup and then I'll show you guys the final look. I like the shimmers in here, but for my inner corner and like my underneath my brow bone, I'm gonna go ahead and use my highlighter just because I really want it to be intense. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and list everything that I used in today's makeup look in my description down below in case you guys are wondering anything else that I used on my face. But I'll be back to show you guys the final look soon. Okay guys, so I went ahead and finished off my makeup and this is how the look turned out. I actually really like how it turned out. I went for a very simple lash today and I don't know how I feel about it. I really love dramatic lashes. These are like very simple. They're the Ciate Demi Wispies and they're really easy to wear and apply. I just couldn't find my super dramatic lashes, but I actually do think I like sort of the soft eyeshadow look that I have going on with sort of a simpler lash. But this is how the eyeshadow turned out. What do you guys think? I actually like this palette more than I expected to. I mentioned earlier that I used Ciate London's The Editor palette months ago, and I wasn't too impressed with the formula. This formula I was expecting to perform worse than it did. I actually like it. I like how the look turned out. I feel like it turned out more peachy than I expected it to, but I love that. I love peaches. I love peach and coral eyeshadows. So I really do like it. It keeps reminding me of spring. Every look that I've done lately turns out sort of springy. I think it's because I'm ready for spring. But overall, this palette performed really nice. I will say this shimmer up here is more sort of like very tiny specks of glitter instead of an eyeshadow. It doesn't feel buttery or even powdery, almost like there's a lot of little pieces of glitter here for you to grab and try to place on your lid. Maybe next time I use it, I'll try and spray a brush, but today I sort of just wanted a subtle effect of glitter. I didn't really need a lot of it, and overall I like how the look turned out, and this palette performed really nice. But I hope that you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, then go ahead and give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye guys.